Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the Washington Redskins and the New York Giants. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
Go now. 60 out long.
Focus, defense, focus.
Sleep rip.
On 1st and 10, Langley. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Langley. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Langley. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And it's taken in at the 9. And he'll be out right at the 35.
Let's go, baby.
An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
55.
Now Haskins on 1st down. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. A good pickup there at 22. Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Haskins. And his throw is incomplete.
Now that's a great play defensively, and one thing we do know, both of the corners are going to face a lot of action in this game. The way that offense likes to fling it around.
The safeties, they better be ready to be engaged as well. Here's Haskins to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Willie Henry muscled his way in for the sack.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
The New York set to take the field. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Langley. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some...
A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. A strong running. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it,
he can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Montez Sweat able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Looking to throw. Langley, he gets it to Thomas. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Thomas has it. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Back to throw. Langley. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. Now this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. To throw on 3rd down. Langley, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Redskins scoop it. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown.
The previous play is under review.
2nd time he's lost a
Possession's on.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for New York. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This will be taken at the 10.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter. Fournette, a first down carry. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week, 13 carries, 66 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
On third down, Langley. And the pressure gets to him again. Montez Sweat. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Here's Tressway now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
A throw over the middle taken in. The 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown.
Terry McLaurin. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. The Giants on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. From the gun, Langley. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on third down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
This is taken at the 23. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. As this unit comes back out there, let's focus in on Darius Geis. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a handoff. Geis going right. The 20. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
How about that, partner? That's a gutsy run, a physical run, an explosive run, and he's inside the 10-yard line now. I don't know if you hand it to him again on this play, but make the defense think that you will, and maybe you have some options off of it.
Now a give, right side, it's Geis. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Darius Geis, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Hopkins with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's capped off by a Darius Geis touchdown run. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says, big
rush coming, and he's taken down. Montez Sweat, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Langley, and the Redskins scoop it. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
There's still time for them here as we sit in the second quarter. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. The Giants on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd down and 12. Back to throw. Langley, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, and we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Well, you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Now, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down. Here's Haskins. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Redskins.
On 1st down, it's Haskins. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turned into a nice play.
2nd and 10. Here's Haskins again. He's got Fuller. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you that. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the route is on here in this first half. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off by a Darius Geis touchdown run. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the...
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Giants. It's the fullback as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Yeah, you heard it, right?
Exhale.
You heard the exhale, and I'm taking that from their bench because finally, right before the half, they find a way to get the ball in the end zone and get some points on the board. Maybe they can use that to kickstart them for the second half.
Yeah, just to get something before going into the lockers. And now in the second half, if they can just tighten.
That's what they want to do, tighten down everything they're doing, and it maybe explode at the right time.
That's it, ready? We gonna work.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not? Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
I'm coming for you, son. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Yo, Ringo.
Final play of the half. It's Haskins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. This is Geis. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On 2nd and 7, Haskins. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I got you. I got you. Let's go.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And he's going to go down again.
To me, the defense was a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Here we go on 4th down. Haskins. And that's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll run with Geis. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. Geis again. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Haskins on 3rd down. And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown as his guys continue to pour it on. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent the opening and exploited it.
So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was polished off by a Redskin touchdown. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the... The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession. They were looking for Johnson that time, but it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Shrugs him off. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him much better opportunity to convert off them.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. It's taken to the 26. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. The last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
The road to be fairly clear
that is
by the time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Haskins now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Now Haskins. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. He's got his running back, Darius Geis. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Go. Y'all playing the wrong football. Echo. 55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat. Go.
Haskins back to the air. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Here we go. Mike, 55.
They're going on 4th down. Haskins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. From 13 yards out, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
So the drive there took 6 plays, and the result, a touchdown for Washington. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Langley. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. This is taken at the 10. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Now it's Haskins. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Geis. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Now Haskins to throw it. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 22-yard line.
First down, Redskins. You got nothing.
Now Haskins on first down. His throw caught right around the 6. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. On the ground, Geis. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. He'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Bryce Love with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Hopkins with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it was all capped by Bryce Love's touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. On the draw, this is Fournette. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Haskins will throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And the Redskins first down.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Here's Geis. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
Brendan, every great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, hasn't he?
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Darius Geis with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point good by Hopkins, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's capped off by a Darius Geis touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Now this offense about ready to take over again. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again. 3rd down here. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Here's Tressway now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. He'll return it from the 6. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL.
In a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Langley. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Langley. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. A huge play there for Washington. 52 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. With that run, double-check my math. Yes, he has hit 8,000.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that. But there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Redskins, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.